Alrighty, and here's one of the reasons why I also wanted to try filming in the balcony today, outdoors. Besides the light being a lot more natural and a little bit less yellowing and restrictive as my desk lamps in my room, there's also this. I got this G.I. Joe Ninja Combat Cruiser with Night Fox. Now, I've always loved 3.5-inch G.I. Joes ever since I was a kid. It was one of my favorite toys. And one of the reasons is because you can actually have reasonably sized vehicles for it. And so I had a small collection of vehicles, but I tended to only enjoy the vehicles that looked like they had some kind of real world kind of equivalent or application, I guess. And so I wasn't too fond of, like, you know, the spaceship sort of looking helicopter kind of dealies. Actually, you know what? Yeah, like something like this. I was never fond of that. I mean, they always look cool, but the way I was thinking about it, you know, I'd be like, I can't really enjoy this because I feel like even when I was a kid, somehow realistically I felt like, this probably wouldn't exist and wouldn't really fly, as much as I like airplanes. But anyway, yeah, so the minute I saw this Ninja Combat Cruiser, I was like, wow, I gotta get it. And so, you know, it came in the mail today from Hasbro, a company that I think made a lot of missteps lately with the quality of toys. One of the few issues that I have with Hasbro, and my friends should know that I have a lot of gripes with it, but I'm only going to share a couple, was that despite owning the Star Wars, G.I. Joe, and Marvel licenses, none of these three lines have figures that look like they can play well together. That is to say that G.I. Joes are in my opinion, the most realistically proportioned figures, and they had, you know, a lot of basically full articulation at elbow joints and knee joints, and for the longest time Star Wars did not. Star Wars was always a little bit thinner, but then they also, for the longest time, they lacked elbow and knee joints and everything. On the other hand, with Marvel Universe 3.5-inch figures, those guys had very thin, spindly, you know, limbs. And if you put a typical G.I. Joe next to a typical Marvel Universe, the typical Marvel Universe is always going to look slimmer, smaller. The head's going to be, it looks like, you know, way out of proportion. Especially if we're talking about characters like Spider-Man or Iron Man, where, you know what, we won't get that far into it. So the one thing that I've heard about these newer G.I. Joe figures, or at least the ones that come with the vehicle, is that now they're going back to the original Star Wars kind of articulation, where the elbows don't move and the knees don't bend. It's kind of difficult for me to tell in this picture, even though it's clear that his elbow is bent here. I feel like I don't detect a pivot point there, and it's really hard for me to tell. But again, on his knee area, it doesn't look like there's articulation. So we're gonna open this up. I just got this, and I don't know how much putting together I might need to do, but you know, we'll just do a kind of like a rough. All right, we're not gonna put on the stickers this time. I think I can put them on later, but let's get to the heart of this. Let's get to the figure first thing before we get to the vehicle, because we know the vehicle is the main thing right now. We'll get to. Oh, they were right. They were right. Look at the crap quality of this G.I. Joe toy. The head swivels. The elbow's at a permanent bend. This one is also at a permanent bend. There's no wrist articulation. There is crotch articulation, so he can kind of like thrust, but there's no knee or foot articulation. Kind of disappointing. Well, you can remove the vest. Wow, Jesus. To reveal that. That's terrible. This was like a figure that I'm gonna burn in the future or something, or whatever. I don't know, whatever. This isn't the most sturdy place to put it either. Let's look at the instructions first. I'm gonna decide whether I want to put this together with stickers for you guys or not. So there's only a couple pieces here. The main piece being the car, obviously. Then there's the you assemble the roll cage. This would be the roll cage. Put that on top. You got the Got the back there. You put in the doors, stickers go last. And it looks like there's no real stickers in any hard to reach places except for inside the on the dashboard. So why don't we? I'm gonna try to see if I can handle that first, and do a build of this right now. You'll notice that I'm lazy, and I'm just gonna want to do this in one cut. Okay. Let's see. Dashboard. I remember when I was a kid, I actually used to not prefer to put the stickers on because I knew myself, and I knew I liked to play with these toys in the tub. And I knew the stickers would come off like right away, so I didn't bother. And from what I learned, those sticker sets, you know, especially for something like Transformers, are kind of valuable nowadays, especially if you have the original ones, I guess. So I'm only putting the stickers on the dashboard. Let's see. I bet this would be a lot easier if I didn't have a camera right in front of me. But yeah, we've got that one on. And the final one is this guy. This guy right here. Well, I wonder if people like this kind of video. Video where you put stuff together. Maybe? Now, where's this going? It seems like kind of like an arbitrary spot. Are you putting it on the door? What's this look like to you? I don't know. I'm just gonna put it where it fits then. Just right there. And I placed it wrong. So I'll do it again. Remember, kids, placing stickers is an important part of life. And I've misplaced it again. Me and my crack fingers. Actually, no, my fingers are pretty steady. All right, so we got that out of the way. Let's put this guy together. I'm gonna aim this camera downwards. That way we can catch all the exciting non-action that's going on. Starting straight from the beginning. You have to face it this way, apparently. You have to assemble the roll cage first off. That means pegging this and that together. So you got it like this. Hopefully this is a good tutorial for little babies that like G.I. Joe, and it's going to be putting these things together. So we snap those on. Snappity snap. I feel like I'm encountering a problem with this center bit. Again, I feel like this is a useful tutorial for anybody putting together a simple thing that I don't seem to be able to be doing successfully. I'll be the Bob Ross of putting together G.I. Joe toys. Would you guys like that? Yeah, you guys would. No, you wouldn't. Stop lying. Alright, that's clearly not fitting well. Am I gonna have to do that dreaded jump cut? Why isn't this fitting? I mean, there's clearly 2 pegs. But these 2 pegs don't want to play nice. I don't know if you can see it right there. This guy's making every effort not to go in. I just want to get my stick in your hole. Is that too much to ask? Sometimes it is, I suppose. But just like in real life, you gotta force it. They say no. I'm gonna be like, no, I know you want this. This is going in. Oh yeah, there we got it. After my creepy philosophy on putting G.I. Joe trucks together. Alright, next it tells me I should be dealing with the wheels, which are always a joy to throw on. Oh, these wheels are a lot lighter than in the old days, like the mid 90s when I used to be buying this. So you see it's, you know, coming together. Next, we have to put together the attack machine, which I believe is that, and then that. Put that in. It comes right out. I'm sure it snaps in, but we're gonna do that a little bit later. Let's snap in the doors. Oh, that's kind of neat. I'm a fan of this. Unless I've put it in the wrong hatch already, which I believe I've done. Yep. Be this one. I like these gull wing doors. See how I knew the term for that? Gull wing doors? Yeah. Take that, guys from Top Gear. That's really awesome. I'm really a fan of this. And this was only what, like 20 bucks in the Hasbro shop. I'm digging this so far. Let's see what else we got. We got the antenna, which goes up front, which I'm not going to put on because I know the box that I'm going to put this away in is going to like bend the antenna. I'm going to be upset. Well, you know, well, there you have it. This is basically the entire thing. I wonder how this shoots. I'm outdoors, so I have to kind of be careful. Oh, wow. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's actually, rather than separate buttons or one button that fires them all, there seems to be a slide switch, which makes me think that if you slide it, I think they might shoot in succession, which is pretty awesome, but I also feel like I'm just about to lose all of my missiles. So let's try this out. Oh, God. Oh, nice. Nice, that is pretty firm. I'm a fan of that. This thing is already worth all the $20 that I put in. What's that, like an hour worth of work? An average hour of pay for somebody? Let's try this again. He's going down, G.I. Joes. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, hey, it goes the other way too. That is pretty neat. I'm liking that. So, there you have it. This little G.I. Joe War Ninja Combat Cruiser. I guess the problem with G.I. Joe is that also there's no plate glass thing over here. So, all this armor in the world really doesn't mean nothing. Vroom vroom.